All right, folks, again, as always, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Always an honor and a privilege to come serve you. So today we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to take another hard look, another pull no punches look at the housing market. And again, folks, I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm always going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you straight. It's what I want. It's what you deserve. And one of the things that I wanted to really come today and just give some basic fundamentals, some basics that we can look at, because what I'm seeing is it's really hard right now to cut through the noise, to cut through the chatter, to see who can we trust. And the reality is, folks, is that we all basically know this doesn't feel right. This housing market did something it's never done before, and we all know why. We all know why the housing market did what it did. It was purely generated out of thin air, government stimulus and stimulus spending. And when I say everybody, I want to say anybody watching this video, or at least a regular watcher of this channel, absolutely has heard that and knows that to be the truth. My fear is probably there's a lot of people out there right now that don't really understand that this market was artificially created through government and government stimulus. Because I look back at myself in the last housing bubble, how out of touch I was with a lot of the economics that were associated with the bubble that was created in 2008. So my thought is there's probably a lot of people, even industry people, even agents out there that don't understand that this market came artificially through stimulus and stimulus spending. And so the reality is, folks, is that, a lot of people just feel like, hey, like whatever, who knows why? All I know is this is the markets right now, and this is what's going on. But the reality is, folks, and I see a lot of great content out there. I see everything from data-driven content that's giving indicators of a downturn, of certain areas that'll crash. I see other great content creators, even though it's rainbows and sunshine out there, saying, keep investing in this market, buy, do whatever it takes. For me, anybody that's watched this channel, we're going to always be level-headed realist in the middle, expect the unexpected, and really understand that it really comes down to risk tolerance. How far are you willing to stick your neck out for a property right now at the height of the market, at the biggest real estate bubble that's ever been produced? And like you've heard me say before, had this been produced organically, I would probably be just, right here with you, going ahead and letting you know why, all the reasons we should buy right now. But because of the fact that this was in fact created artificially through government stimulus and stimulus spending, I'm really being cautious at this time, even as an industry insider. And one of the things I wanted to do today, folks, is paint a picture for you that to hopefully try to boil down, like I said, and cut through a lot of the chatter, a lot of the noise, a lot of what we're seeing out there, potentially with other content creators or channels or influencers. And really what it comes down to, folks, is when the government injected stimulus money out of thin air into our economy, it was pretty much the same exact thing if you were to go put nitroglycerin and add it to the gas tank of your car. The gas tank of your car is like our economy. And when you put accelerants in there, and that's what we did, we put accelerants in the form of stimulus into our gas tank, our economy, we overheated it. And anytime we overheat our car, what eventually happens? Right, eventually the car's engine will blow. And so it really is that simple. Anytime you overheat any of the asset classes, the markets, the investment markets, and in this case, real estate, because like we've talked about, if the real estate market fails, everything fails. We can go back to the playbook from 2008. When that real estate market failed, everything failed. Jobs went away. Stock market, everything was in the tank. And it was a really hard time for our nation. And today, because of the government and government stimulus programs that we're currently dealing with, is we have overheated this market. We've poured nitroglycerin into the gas tank. And there's just no coming up for air. There is no way to escape this one, folks. The market has overheated. It will produce a correction, recession, or a depression. And our prayer is right now that it doesn't produce a full-blown crash that ends up having spillover with global effects where, we would just be like, incredibly vulnerable and caught off guard with what this has the potential of doing. Listen, folks, we have never seen anything. This pandemic has produced everything needed to really collapse our world's economy. This is worse than the Spanish flu. This is worse than the SARS virus. This is worse than 2008. This is worse than any epidemic we've ever seen. Today's modern society, when you handicap and paralyze the world's global economic structure the way we have through lockdowns and all the things that we've seen, we're playing with fire at this point. And I think for most of us, and I think that's why I'm here, because I'm just a level-headed realist that happens to find himself as a real estate agent. And I own real estate. I'm a landlord. I'm an investor. Like, I have a lot at stake right now, for sure, 100%. And so I really wanted to really kind of boil it down to these basic fundamentals, folks. It's just like our car's engine. If we overheat our engine, eventually it's going to lose power and blow shortly thereafter. And what we're currently seeing with our housing market, even some of the other investment markets, is it's starting to lose power. We're not seeing, for example, as a real estate agent, my call volume's down. I see no more over asking price offers willing to waive escrow periods and contingencies and inspections and more normalized escrows and people removing their listings off the market right now because they're not getting the offers that an agent may have told their sellers they could get. It's a clear slowdown, and we have to be hypersensitive. We have to be very cautious of anytime the markets cool down when they've been propped up so euphorically with what in essence is nitroglycerin into our economy in the form of the stimulus and stimulus spending. So I want to continue to just kind of be really hyper aware of that. Is really the basics of what we're going through right now, folks. So as we approach this new year and we start the tapering and the interest rate hikes, and we're already seeing some slowing. This is doing a lot of echoing with the last real estate bubble. There are some very sharp investors and economists warning us right now. A lot of big time investors reducing their positions in the markets right now. This is the time to heed to warning right now from what some of the really ultra smart or just level-headed people that are trying to temperature check this in a way that hopefully resonates with just everybody. No matter where you're at, how intellectual or unintellectual you might be. I have this saying, I've never seen anybody too dumb to be a success, but I've seen some people that are too smart. And what that means is sometimes we're too smart for our own good. I've seen some people, and I know you have too, high IQs, intelligent, smart people, but they can't get ahead in life because they're taking themselves too seriously, whatever the case may be. You don't have to be a genius to really figure this one out. We can look to the past to see a lot of echoes of what's coming in the future, or just boil it down to basic principles. Have we overheated this engine? And when engines overheat, what do? They blow. So again, folks, I just wanted to continue to come on, provide some narrative, cut through the chatter, be a level-headed realist, supplying real talk, from somebody in the industry. And folks, this market is cooling off, folks. It is cooling off. Pay attention now. If you appreciate the content, I politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. Go make it count today, and we'll see you on the next video.